What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all of you are having a great day today. Hope you all had a great weekend. Getting into this episode of GH, listen, that interaction between Nina and Ava was very telling. It was very telling. It told me all I need to know. And I think in the back of Nina's mind, it was telling for her. I think that conversation gave her a lot of food for thought. And I think Nina sees the writing on the wall by certain questions that she was asking Ava. You could tell she sees it. She senses something going on. You know what I'm saying? Even if Ava's sitting there denying it or trying to repurpose what she's saying, it's the writings on the wall. Because when Nina was asking her for help, Ava was like, "Oh, I don't want to mess up my relationship." Nina was like, "Oh," because Nina had that look on her face like, "Bitch, what relationship? What you talking? What's going on with y'all in that penthouse?" Ava had to cover that up real quick. "Oh, I'm talking about the co-parenting. That's the relationship I'm talking about." I said, "Mm-hmm." Nope, she been getting way too close to Sonny lately. I said, "Nope, something going on." And then when Nina was asking her about her living arrangements now that Windermere is officially sold, my thing is, who the fuck bought Windermere? Because they talking about selling off or having the lots be separate or whatever, like something of that nature. And I'm like, well, who bought Windermere and what's gonna happen to Windermere? Are we not gonna see it anymore? Like, what's going on with that? I can't wait to find out who bought it. Hopefully we do. Um, I can't see Windermere being owned by anybody other than the Cassadines, even though Windermere was owned by other people prior to the Cassadines buying it, but it's like it's been a Cassadines staple for so many decades now. It's like I don't see nobody else owning it at this point. But her asking Ava where she gonna be living at now that the house is sold and stuff, where she gonna be living, like is she gonna be living with Sonny permanently? It was very telling. At the end of the day, Nina can't get mad that Sonny don't want to like talk to her about what's going on in his life right now with the mob stuff and I mean, of course he's not gonna talk to her about that stuff. But I can't blame Nina for wanting answers from him. Because I know sometimes it happens in a marriage, but usually spouses talk to each other before any divorce is even filed. And the fact that Sonny refused to even talk to her and he just went ahead and filed is crazy to me. And when Sonny did pop up, Nina at least wanted to talk with him, and he gonna sit there, "Not now." See, that's what he always does with her. Every time Nina tried to talk to him, every time she bump into him and try to talk to him, it's always "not now." He don't want to talk about their marriage now. So when the hell do you want to talk about it? Because you filed for divorce, so when are y'all supposed to talk? I don't blame Nina for standing her ground on that, because she was like, "So when are we supposed to talk? When the divorce is final?" I don't blame her for that. You know what I'm saying? My thing about it is, too, I want Nina to have that conversation with him. So at the very least, she could say she tried. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to see her beg him, though. I can't stand when a female beg a dude, and I can't stand when a dude begs a female. I hate it. It's the worst thing in the world to see and be a part of. I hate to watch that. It's like, no. I'm very big on I will own up to my mistakes or what I did. I'll apologize, but that's the best you're getting from me. I'm not going to keep apologizing 1,000,001 times and kissing your ass. I'm just not going to keep doing it. And I hope Nina doesn't continue to do this. Like, say your piece. And if he still wants to file for divorce or go through with the divorce, sayonara. Let him go. Let his ass go. That's the best thing I can say. Let him go. Cause let's be real, Sonny ain't no prize. I'm just saying. Ask his other ex-wives. The man ain't no prize. And you can't ask some of them ex-wives because they dead. So who you gonna call? I'm just saying. But it's gonna be a hot mess though. It's gonna be a hot mess. So anyway, moving on from that. Speaking of hot messes, I'm glad, Spinelli and Maxi are starting to talk. Because they do need to, and I'm glad Spinelli asked her, like, what's next? Because I do feel like Spinelli and Maxi need to talk about what's the next step for them after that kiss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they should go on a date. I think they should take it slow. They shouldn't rush into anything. Definitely take it slow, go on a date, reacquaint themselves romantically with each other, you know. take it day by day. But I definitely feel like they should move forward doing something, figure out what they want to do in terms of that. Because it's obvious that they still jonesing for each other, no pun intended. But I agree with Sonny. I feel like, Spinelli need to go for it, I'm not even mad at Spinelli for setting boundaries with Sonny, because Sonny want to come over there talking about, I got a job for you. I'm glad Spinelli put his foot down when Sonny was like, listen, whatever you need me to do needs to be low risk, because he's not about to put his daughter and Maxi's other children in harm's way. I don't blame him. I mean, he still got to make that money, but at the same time, it's like, I don't blame him for not wanting to do something that can, bring unwanted attention to the kids. So I'm glad that he set that boundary. And I'm glad Sonny respected it. But you could definitely tell when Spinelli mentioned Stone Cold, how he missed Stone Cold and stuff like that, it definitely got to Sonny when he heard that name, Stone. When he heard that name, it rattled him. And, it was interesting. Okay, let me just say this. When Spinelli was like, oh, I miss Stone Cold, my first thought was, Spinelli, do not speak for me, because listen, when it come down to me, I don't miss his ass. I'm just saying. I know. I'm not looking forward to him coming back. I'm sorry. No disrespect to Steve Burton or nothing, but I'm not looking forward to that character coming back. I'm just not. Like, every time I hear the name Jason Morgan, I just roll my eyes, because I'm like, ugh, here we go. I'm not feeling it. I'm just not. Like, let him stay going. Whatever. But anyway, moving on from that. You know what? Carly worked my nerves sometimes, but I do like how she always got Sonny back. Like, when she found out who Jagger was and stuff like that he was with the feds, she clammed up real quick. She was like, nope, let me call my attorney if we gonna be talking. But I'm glad that at least Jagger gave her a heads up on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because Sonny hasn't been telling Carly shit about what's been going on. With the mob heads being, targeted and stuff like that. I don't blame her for wondering about, how that's going to affect her family and her kids and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because Sonny should have told her. He should have kept her apprised of that. Well, shit, Dex should have kept her apprised of that. Ain't that what they was paying him for? To keep them in the loop on shit like this? He had time to tell her. But he didn't. I guess he had other things on the brain, like trying to keep himself from getting killed, I suppose. But it's funny how they were talking about, the whole Stone situation and stuff like that, because I forgot Jagger's son name is Stone. So there's 3 possibilities that I know of. It could either be Jason doing this, and he's brainwashed. It could either be Morgan doing this because his middle name is Stone and he could be brainwashed. Or it could be Jagger's son. Maybe he has some type of grudge against Sonny for, his uncle for whatever reason. Or maybe he was told a different story. Who knows? But it got to be one of the 3. Because if that guard was telling the truth and the person's name is Stone, it got to be one out of those 3. For whatever reason they're doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, who else named Stone? It's one of the 3. Anyway, moving on from that, Curtis and Drew was getting on my nerves. I don't care for Drew at all, honestly. Like, every time he pops up on my screen, I get a migraine. Listening to him talk is just, somebody saying a whole bunch of, like, they talking a lot, but they ain't saying shit. That's pretty much Drew. Like, dude needs therapy. He need to go to grief counseling or something. Like, you need to go to counseling and figure out what's going on with you. Because he's just annoying. Like, for him to sit there and say, oh, well, Carly don't understand. Sir, I believe Carly does understand. She's trying to understand, but it's like his grudge against Nina is not making anything easier. He keeps talking, and I'm glad that he recognized it. Oh, I went to prison for Carly. Because I do think a part of him resents her. He might not admit to it. He might say, oh, that's not it. Sir, yes, it is. A part of you resent her. Because you made that choice to go for her and got your ass beat. But mind you, he got beat up because he was snooping around for Sonny trying to find out who Austin was going to meet with. That's why you got your ass beat. So he could sit there and continue to blame Nina for that all he want, but you got beat for something that you chose to do. You chose to go to prison. You chose to be a snoop for Sonny, and that's what landed you in your situation. Curtis was annoying me. because at the end of the day, now he want to sit there and be like, oh, well, I ain't like what Nina did either. Curtis, shut up, cue ball. Okay, I at this point, I'm surprised him and Nina are even still friends because they're barely around each other. I'm like, what type of friendship y'all got? We hardly see them near each other or even talking to each other or, like interacting at all. So it's like, what's the point of that friendship at this point? No point. No point whatsoever. That dumbass friendship. They might as well let that go. But yeah, Drew, he need to go see a therapist about his issues and stuff like that. Cause I think he definitely has severe PTSD, and I feel like it's not even from just the prison stuff. I feel like he still has PTSD from what happened with Victor, and he's not addressing these things, and he needs to go address it. I do not want to see him and Carly reconcile, at all. And Drew needs to understand that if he continues this feud with Nina, is him and Carly are just, they're never going to work because Carly don't want to keep going back and forth with the girl. So he need to pick what he want to do. You want to be in a relationship or you want to keep going back and forth with Nina where it's going to continue to be a pointless feud. Whatever. Long Neck need to make his decision. So anyway, moving on from that. I am so freaking happy to see Eva LaRue. I love Eva LaRue, but let's be real. Her being Blaze's mother was definitely stunt casting. It was more stunt casting. I love to see her though. I do. Because I've been watching Eva LaRue since back in her, AMC days and her CSI Miami days. Like, she is such a gorgeous woman. That woman do not age. It's quite clear that Blaze's mother, what's her name, Natalia? It's clear that Natalia don't know her daughter as well as she thinks she does. But she did have me when she said coconut pudding. I was like, coconut pudding? Because I'm a big fan. I love anything coconut. And I love pudding. But I never had the two. So I was like, I need to try that. Because that did sound good. But it's clear she don't know her daughter like that. But I'm glad Blaze came out. Blaze was opening up to her mother and let her know, like, Christina ain't just a friend. She's more than just a friend. I'm glad because at this point, it's 2024. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. Be with who you want to be with. And fuck the criticism. That's the best I could say. Fuck the criticism. Because I know that's what a lot of people worry about. They worry about what other people have to say. What other people think of them. And, it took me a long time, too, to learn. It's not about what other people think of you. It's what you think of you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important. Fuck everybody else's opinion at this point. So I'm glad Blaze is going to tell her mother. It's time for her mother to know. It is high time for her to know. And for Blaze to finally just live her life openly and without, I ain't going to say without criticism because you're always going to get criticism. But she just need to live her life for her. And either her mother can accept it or she won't. Hopefully she does, but if she don't, it is what it is. I don't know how her mother gonna take the news about Christina being pregnant by her, carrying somebody else's child for them, even though it's her biological child. That's gonna be a mouthful. It's gonna be a lot for her mother to digest. But like I said, hopefully her mother could roll with it. She may not have a choice. But anyway. That was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.